We have returned to Olympus in Season 12, and all of you are probably on the ranked grind, wondering how to get out of Platinum as fast as possible so you guys can start that Diamond rank grind. So let's dive into the new parts about Olympus, the best team comps, and stay till the end for the best playstyles for Platinum lobbies on Olympus. Let's go. Let's begin with the best places to land on Olympus. After a few map changes for this season, there's at least one new POI on Olympus, a map that historically did not have enough POIs for all their teams, as well as the POIs are really close together, so it's very easy to get thirded if you get contested off of drop. So the POIs I recommend for you guys to land is going to be the new one, Phase Driver, Gardens, and then Hydroponics or Elysium. These are the POIs I landed on and recommend because it's a great loot you're going to find there, as well as if you get contested or have to take an early fight there, you're slightly separated away from the rest of the map where you won't get instantly third party. You're going to have time to reset or get your teammates back up if you guys do get into a little bit of trouble, so it's just safer to be there. Next up, we're going to have the best team comps for ranked Olympus. Olympus is a very tall and wide open map with sometimes very little cover in between areas. So with that in mind, team comp number 1 is going to be Ashe or Wraith or Octane with a Gibraltar and a Valkyrie. The first 3 are going to be the best movement legends for covering distances and getting your team away from third parties, which will happen on Olympus, as the changes to the map did help it but didn't completely solve the third party issue. So with that being said, I think Ashe is a standout since she can quickly get your team to a high up area. Valk and Gibraltar are a great duo since the bubble redeploy with their abilities work great together, and the dome is great for cover in very wide open areas. Team comp number 2 is going to be Loba, Gibraltar, and Valkyrie. Gibraltar and Valkyrie here serve the same purpose, but with there not being always enough POIs for teams on Olympus, Loba can remedy this with her ultimate, and she gives you a bit of escapability with her bracelet. This comp is not meant to be an edge fighting team and works better if you're closer to zone, so you just keep looting off of boxes around you when people are dying and you stay kitted up. And finally, team comp number 3, we're going to have Ashe or Wraith or Octane with a Valkyrie. This is very much the edge fighting speed team with 2 movement legends and a Valkyrie. This team wants to chill out on edge and look to take isolated 3v3s and third party, only worrying about zone late, which is why there's a Valkyrie to fly you in. This comp works well for aggressive teams while making sure you can rotate in late and still hit a beacon. If you guys want a more in-depth breakdown on why I recommend to you in Season 12 the legends that I did, go check out my Who to Play on Ranked Olympus video so you can understand the ranked meta going into this split on Olympus and where I think Maggie fits into all of this. But moving on, what is going to be the key tip for all my Platinum players on Olympus in Season 12? I want you guys to understand that Olympus, depending on where you are on the map, can have extremely high rate of third parties, especially at a place like Turbine, Solar Array / Icarus, or Energy Depot. So considering that I believe the most important skill all Platinum level players need to work on is the ability to determine what is a good fight versus a bad fight and really develop their game sense, I want you guys to take into account where you are on the map. If you aren't forced into a fight here, maybe do your best to just rotate out or just get away so you guys don't get pinched and be forced into a fight here, because multiple teams will be there and start to swarm the area, especially if they've heard gunshots for a little bit. You know, some teams on Olympus literally only play for third parties, so you have to take into account that if you start shooting, there will be a team that's literally just roaming the map hunting for gunshots. So make sure and take into account that if you have been shooting also at a team for longer than maybe 15-ish seconds without significant damage or an entry knock, just leave the fight, rotate, and with the changing of the KP to be capped at 5, you don't need to push a lot for KP, so keep that internal clock sharp and try and take those isolated 3v3s at edge POIs, not at the central ones. And before we get into the playstyle, what do you guys think so far of ranked Olympus? Leave a comment below and make sure to drop a like on this video so it can spread to many other Apex Legends players. Thank you. So finally, let's move on to the best playstyle to rank up in Platinum on Olympus. So the changes to Olympus have really helped a lot of areas of the map be a little bit better with third parties, but there's still a lot of them and there isn't much you can do. So the strategy that worked for me all the way through Platinum to consistently gain RP was landing mostly Phase Driver, Hydroponics, or Gardens. Then we sort of take an ISO 3v3 or third party something early around the end of round 1, beginning of round 2, and at this point with the changes to the rank system, you really only need about 2-ish KP before the end game, since the rank changes essentially capped KP at 5, which is very easy to get if you guys plan on winning games and getting to the end game. So if you take 2 KP into end game, just wipe the last squad and that's it. What I want you guys to do is take this early and save isolated 3v3 or third party early, then just relax, make sure you guys are looted up and start focusing on where you guys think the zone is gonna pull. And then analyzing the best spots to hold late, so you don't have to start just running around. Just relax, stay together, stay away from bad spots where you could get into a dumb fight, Playing edge of zone late in the matches isn't a really good spot because on a lot of the POIs, you have to cross wide open areas with no cover, and the teams that are well positioned will all focus you and then just kill you, and there's not much you can do. So take that fight early, hit beacon, rotate to one of the best spots for the late game, so by the end of the third zone, you should be in a solid end game position, and then only take, another fight if you have to, or you see it could be an easy third for a bit more KP, and obviously removing a team from the game for those placement points. But you don't want to give up a really good position for KP because the placement points you get from 5th up to obviously winning the game has drastically increased from last season. So playing the best spot is an easy way to assure 20 plus more RP just from placement points. And then good communication and team fighting will always help you close out any match and get that big dub. So you guys now know the best playstyle that works on Olympus, and I've recommended to you the best team comps to use. But what if you're one of my solo queue warriors? Then this video right here will be essential in teaching you guys the secret sauce to gaining massive and consistent RP while solo queuing all the way to masters on any map in ranked Apex Legends.